article titled 5 Important Lessons We Can Learn from Geese, written by Alan D. Wolfelt in the magazine The Director. He talks about how life has changed since COVID-19, especially in funeral service. To explain this, Wolfelt says, we would be well served to look to the skies because wild geese have much to teach us about community and lifting one another up. Wolfelt gives 5 examples in which geese show support. The first lesson, he describes that the flock flies in V formation to increase flying range. The image of no goose flying alone shows how people are on the same journey and can supply support to one another. The second lesson, he describes when one goose leaves the formation and struggles without the help of other geese. This shows how people need the help of others to cope with grief. Lesson 3 explains when one goose leaves the formation, 2 more geese will leave and help. This shows how co-workers should give encouragement in times of distress. Lesson 4 explains another goose will step in and be the leader of the flock if needed. This shows that even the leader gets tired and needs help. Lesson 5 explains that geese honk words of encouragement to one another. Wolfelt then states that he believes sharing one's belief is an important process in healing. I was a junior in high school when COVID-19 shut down everything. I was not able to do activities I loved or be around friends and family. Fortunately, I was able to experience my senior year and reestablish some type of normalcy. However, normal wasn't the same. I grieved the old normal like many others, but had to learn how to adapt to what life was after COVID-19. I did not start working in the funeral service until the majority of the pandemic had passed, but I still continue to see loss from COVID-19 while working at the funeral home. Loss and grief are fairly new emotions to me. I think Wolfelt describes not only applies to COVID-19, but also to the loss I see every day. The first 2 lessons that deal with geese flying in V formation and remaining in a flock teaches us to stick together because we are all on the same journey. I am the youngest person at work. Everyone else graduated from school years ago, but they act as if they are on the same journey as me. They give me advice, allow me time to study, and help me study. They show that I am not alone on this journey. And lesson 3, which explains if one goose has a problem, then two geese leave and help. The other funeral service professionals tell me stories of how they were mentally and physically exhausted while working through COVID-19. It took a toll on everyone, but seemed to create a closer bond between them because they had to rely on each other for encouragement and support. I have had to work on 3 suicide cases since I started working. Suicide cases have affected me the most. I question a lot, even the religious implications from suicide. I work with several ministers who have helped me deal with suicide deaths. They have shown me compassion and understanding while I am learning to navigate through these emotions. One thing everyone I work with has stressed is to take time for myself. Just like the example of the lead goose getting tired and needing a break, it is important that we acknowledge that we are feeling overwhelmed and exhausted and need someone to step in and help us. I think the main purpose of this article is to encourage those working in funeral service profession seek needed help. To be willing to acknowledge when we are struggling and when our fellow workers are struggling, and to allow ourselves to take a break so we can recharge mentally and physically. We are all in this together, whether it is dealing with the remnants of COVID-19 or the deaths we encounter on a daily basis.